Welcome to Theobodium, and welcome to this video about my first impressions of Outbreak. Now, I do believe that this game mode is really what I should call it, deserves its own video of very deep and much more full analysis than this, but I've just played a few matches, 4 to be precise, and I want to give my first impressions on the game. So first of all, the concept that this zombies game mode that we've been so used to is now in such an open world, I think is really cool and honestly very entertaining, especially with vehicles mixed in. And personally, I do love traveling around and exploring the map while shooting zombies when I get to them. Sometimes I kind of wish that there were more zombies earlier on in the game, but later on the zombies get so difficult to kill that it doesn't really matter. It's not that they're numerous, but that they're incredibly tough. That being said though, I have found myself getting a little bit bored sometimes of just exploring the crap out of certain areas, trying to get enough money so that I can make sure I get triple pack-a-punch and get the perks that I need so that I can go further. But at the same time, I don't really mind that because it turns zombies from a very high-pace, constantly training, constantly focused game into a more relaxed game with occasional areas where you have to focus really hard for a specific mission. So as far as the massive maps themselves, it has its ups and its downs. One of my favorite things is the vehicles, and also, surprisingly, the destructibility of said vehicles. I really love to smash a vehicle into a mini boss zombie and make it blow up in his face and see it drop down half of his health or something like that. I really love to do that. I will say that I've yet to obtain a wonder weapon, so that is going to prove interesting when I finally do. But as far as the gameplay itself, I think it's very fun. It's almost like an interesting clash between other survival zombie games like 7 Days to Die or something like that. But instead of feeling powerless and it being super challenging for you to kill a single zombie, you have this juxtaposition with the zombies game mode and how it's always been, with the fact that you can easily gun down a single zombie, but there's other challenges for you to overcome, like the boss zombies and certain objectives that are pretty well crafted, but I'll touch on that in a second. So overall, in my opinion, the gameplay actually works really well with that kind of cool juxtaposition. Now, the difficulty does seem to scale pretty quickly as you enter into new maps and into new worlds, and that's fine, that's just the way the game mode is, but it seems to scale pretty quickly. On my first match, I got to, I think, the 6th level, or maybe I teleported 5 times, I don't know how you would want to refer to that. And I got to the 6th world, but then I died pretty quickly there, and all the other 3 matches I played after that, I did not make it to the 6th world again. And I noticed that the difficulty scales very quickly. Like in the 3rd world and above, it gets to actually be very challenging, and the objectives get really, really challenging, but it's still really, really fun to me, and I think the challenge is a good thing. It's almost weird how it's like so much laid-back exploring followed by such intense difficulty for the final challenge of each world. But again, I like it. It's a change to the zombie style, and I really like that it's here. I'm very happy to see them innovating and trying out new things. It really does make me happy, and I really hope that they expand on this idea or just do some more stuff with it, because if they can make the exploration a bit more interesting to me, then I think that this game mode would be incredible. Because it takes a long time to play a single match. That match where I went to the 6th round, I was playing for like almost 3 hours in a single match because I took about 30 minutes per realm that I went into. And honestly, I don't mind that because I paused the game a whole bunch of times. I took breaks in between it. It was just like something that I was doing casually. I was just kind of relaxing. And that's kind of an approach to this game mode that I don't mind, besides the occasion of me getting very bored with the exploration, but feeling like I still needed to do it to get everything out of each world. Generally speaking, I just thoroughly enjoyed relaxing and then having to focus for a little bit for a big objective. So I really like the concept of this new game mode. I'm having fun, and I know I'm going to keep playing it in the future. As for the objectives themselves, first I'll talk about the side objectives. There's the little orb that you can shoot that sounds like it kind of has a Samantha girl laughing in it, and you shoot it and then she screams, but it drops you points, and then you can chase it around, get some more points, and then you shoot it, and one of the times that you do it, it disappears. It's a simple objective that really isn't hard at all, and all you have to do is pay attention for a little bit, and you get some free points. And it's just a cool feature. I was so confused the first time that I saw the orb floating, like I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't shoot it because I didn't realize what I was supposed to do with it. Then there's the golden crates, which I like. I haven't had an experience with them where they give me anything too special out of them. They usually tend to give me a purple weapon out of them, but I've never gotten a yellow weapon at all, period, in this game mode. All 4 matches that I've played, I've yet to get a single yellow weapon or see a yellow weapon, and I've only gotten 2 pieces of intel. Those are the only yellow things I've seen, which is honestly fine by my opinion, because that means that there's more room to grow that I'm not maxing out my damage output yet. I'm not maxing out anything yet. I can push myself further, and if I can go further, if I get better at this game mode, then there will be more higher damage stuff for me to get to. So honestly, I don't mind the fact that I haven't found the rarest weapon tier yet. And like I said, I haven't even come close to sniffing a wonder weapon yet either. And I don't know if the golden crate can give you a wonder weapon or even a yellow tier weapon, but I would assume that it probably can. It just hasn't for me. But I enjoy the challenge of the gold crate where you hold X on it and then you have to fight a massive wave of zombies, and then you kill them all and the box opens and you get your reward. It's nice and simple, classic. You kill some zombies, you get a basic reward, and I really like it that way. And finally, a kind of throwback to the Rise and Drag, we have the dragon head filling thing, which I don't know if there's other side objectives, by the way, but that's the one that I've noticed that I've like encountered a lot. And I'm really curious to see what happens when you do that. I think 4 times in a row is what it looks like you need to do to get the bar all the way full, because I've only done it twice in a row before like losing the game, because I didn't realize it was there the first few worlds that I entered on my first ever match. I think it just leaves behind a crate of a random size that you can just get some basic rewards out of, but I'm really curious to see what happens when you get that 4th one done. I'm going to make sure I can do that before I do my in-depth review of this, because I really want to see if that reward is worth it and mention it in that review. Now on to the major objectives of this. I'm really not going to talk about all of them individually because I need to play it more, I need to see more of them. I don't even think I've seen all the major objectives. I mean, I definitely haven't, because it seems like there are more common ones for the lower level worlds, and then as you get into higher level worlds, it's almost like you unlock more objectives that you're now able to do that are more challenging, on top of the fact that the zombies are more numerous and have more health now. Like, for example, in all the times that I've played so far, I only got that Defend the Rover mission once, and I think it's because I was in a higher world. I think the defense objective is really cool, somewhat stressful, but I like that. I like the holdout mission where you get put into a classic super small zombies map that's even smaller than Nacht der Untoten. I like that, just like it kind of forces you into a temporary classic zombies feel in this weird open world version that's also cool. It's just, it brings it back home for a little bit. Then you've got the eliminate priority target, which I think those 3 are the basic ones that you kind of start the game with. Like, different order of those is always going to be some of your first 3 missions, I think. World 4, I think, maybe gets you some more higher level stuff. I haven't really encountered any other than those 3 in the first 3 missions, and they're really the only ones I kind of want to talk about in this video. Then there's the mini bosses themselves and all of the new things that have been added in. As you already know, we have a little bit of everything from Cold War that has existed so far, including the fully armored zombies that appeared on round 20 plus on the previous 2 maps, and the semi-armored zombies that appeared earlier on in the matches in Firebase Z. And then you get the gist, because there's more, and there's also new ones that have been added in. And honestly, I think there's a really cool balance that has been struck in this open world environment. I honestly think the mini bosses work really well here, but I haven't really fleshed out how I want to talk about that yet. And that's also more of something that would go into the more in-depth video, because this video is just my first impressions, really. So for now, I'm just going to leave it on the note of, I really like it, and I think that it brings balance to the game. If you want to hear more about that, then check out my video that I think will be released about a week from now, because my next 2 videos are going to be BioShock. I finished BioShock already. I'm currently in the process of editing the mega episode that will be coming out in 2 days from now, and then the final episode, which will be coming out 2 days after that. Then 2 days after that video is when you'll get the actual in-depth analysis about this game mode, because I'll be playing it periodically, and I should be able to put my thoughts together, get the rest of the information that I need to really dig into this map and this new concept, because I've been a fan for zombies for so long, and I really think that this new whole branch of the zombies experience deserves to be talked about in a more in-depth manner. So, as my first impressions, I like a lot of things that they've done with this, if not everything. I like the death machine, I didn't mention that. The only thing I don't really like is that the exploration gets a little bit boring sometimes, but overall it's still pretty fun. Honestly, good job, Treyarch. This is innovation. This is what I like to see. Hit or miss, because there are definitely some people who probably don't like this, and there are definitely some bad things about it, but hit or miss doesn't matter to me. The fact that they're taking risks and they're innovating and they've created something new like this, not just a new map, which is what I was expecting, this is so much more than I was expecting, this complete innovation of a new zombies experience, and I'm glad to see this happening. So thank you Treyarch for making this and trying out new things. And thank you everybody so much for watching. If you liked the video, then hit the like button, and if you want to see more content like this, then hit the subscribe button. I'll catch you in the next one.